Good afternoon. My name is William Rediker, and I'm in my fourth year of teaching in the EBD special class at the high school level. I'm currently a candidate for the University of Cumberland's Principal Preparation Program, and I'd like to take this opportunity to answer 5 short questions designed to determine my suitability for the principal program. The first question relates to talent, skills, and abilities which I possess that I believe would make me an effective administrator. The first of those is that I have a tremendous capacity for building relationships, and I think that working with people is a wonderful thing, an exciting thing. I also believe that we should appreciate what others bring to the table. It's always valuable, and I think that they have a need, and we can get something out of listening to them as far as active listening to them. I'm also a strong collaborator with good organizational and strong time management skills. And in addition, I believe that my previous employment, those experiences lend themselves well, that include military service, extended employment in the private sector, both in the physical labor end and in the supervisory end. I've worked in the public sector as a child protective service investigator and also with the Crimes Against Children unit. And finally, as I said before, my teaching experience. I believe all of those work experiences have honed my skills and will really help me become a more effective school administrator. The second question is in regards to dispositional fit for the school system leadership. I believe the function of the schools is to educate the student. That's first and foremost. And I'm also confident that education is the key to success for everyone, and that it shouldn't end simply after high school or some other kind of schooling. I think that we should all be lifelong learners, and we should all be encouraging others to do the same. I'm 45 years old, and I continue to educate myself, and as I think it helps me to become a better educator, and I think it will help me to become even a better administrator as well. Next, I feel that I'm a man of character. I feel that any administrator must lead up to his character level and beyond. I feel that he has to make decisions that are good for the students and have the student in mind always. And I also believe that he has to think in terms of the school, and then it's how it plays that foundational role in the community that it's in, as everything is integrated and everything is dependent upon one another. I also believe the administrator should create an environment of instruction and learning where the continuous improvement and growth is the expectation. And then I also feel that he has to have a willingness to make decisions managerially to ensure that there's progress. My vision of a school for 21st century learners is one that includes technology, innovation, application, and problem solving. I'm certain that we cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. We all know that that's the definition of ignorance. Too often, I feel sometimes we're attempting to educate 21st century learners with a 20th century model that is outdated, and I think we need to address that. I believe we must not teach simply the standard mechanics of curriculum, but the mindset and attitude of a problem solver and innovator. The difference between the user of technology and an innovator of technology is frequently the limitations they have of themselves that are derived from some type of social interaction or model. I believe we need a cultural shift as well as an instructional shift. And in my view of a 21st century school begins with climate, culture, and environment. After all, we're all products of our environment, and we continue to learn through the example that's put forth in front of us. So I think it's hugely important that we address that. In regards to the combination of roles of an educational administrator, I fully expect as a principal, I would expect to be responsible for system management and instructional leader. I believe that they're distinctly different but equal entities. My experiences in special education have instilled in me the knowledge that without relationships, a safe environment, clear expectations, and a culture that honors respect for all, meaningful instruction cannot and will not take place in any kind of environment that is unhealthy. And this can be on the staff level through hiring practices and leadership model, as well as the student level through expectations, environment, and culture. When the managerial aspects are handled appropriately, then I think we can really be capable of gaining a much more accurate view of our instructional capacities. And then we can take real and efficient steps in cultivating that instructional growth. Ultimately, the administrator is responsible for all the areas of administration, and he's got to be capable of obtaining and placing resources where the greatest positive impact can result. As far as my critical need goes, my critical need in this program is to prepare me for the nuts and bolts of the position. I have little difficulty understanding big picture and even the larger components and expectations of the position. Where I'm more concerned are areas that may or may not be discussed, and sometimes are taken for granted because it's just part of the job. Things like PGS requirements or the varying responsibilities that are a surprise when you become employed. And frankly, it's just all the extra little things and nuances of a daily routine. And I'm sure that as I become even more informed about the expectations, I'm going to have infinitely more critical needs than I can really comprehend thus far. Um, so anyway, I hope that answers your questions. I want to thank you for your time, and I really appreciate you assisting me and improving my effectiveness and assisting others in their educational exploits. Once again, I'm William Rediker, and I'm a candidate for the University of Cumberland's Principal Prep Program. Thank you so much.